make you get out of it. That.
All right. So Mr. Ronnie Rice, he's Esquire, I believe out of Alabama. He's going to be coming on at 4:30. So I want us to, I guess we could talk about the situation in Memphis, Tennessee now, the downfall of Memphis, Tennessee. You're actually running for mayor. So, okay, so what should I pull up? What should I pull up?
What should we pull up? Let's talk about the incompetence, ineptitude, and criminal wrongdoing of the leadership of Memphis.
Well, wait. No, before we get into that, let's talk about why we're talking about the corrupt administration in Memphis, because it was a shooting spree, leaves 4 people dead in Memphis and paralyzes the city. The police have arrested 19-year-old who they said had carried out a string of shootings. Residents have been urged to stay indoors during the search. Well, he is arrested, right? This is from yesterday. He is arrested. I wanted to see if they had a picture of the actual suspect, because he apparently was released from prison early. He was grinning. This is him. All right. So Memphis police announced that 19-year-old Ezekiel Duwan Kelly allegedly killed 4 people and injured 3 others during an hour-long shooting rampage across Memphis on September the 7th. So his black ass is arrested, and rightfully so, and I'm pretty sure he has no bail. Earlier in the week, it was a billionaire heiress, white woman, who was abducted when she was jogging 4 a.m. by herself. Why, I don't know. She was abducted and murdered. They arrested a black man for that. And then we had Ezekiel.
Oh, well, don't forget the black man kidnapped the white attorney 22 years ago, and he didn't finish out his whole sentence in the prison. I don't know how. I know the white attorney, and I won't make any comment, but I can see how he got himself kidnapped. By the way, this guy is running against me for mayor next year, so screw him. He's the sheriff.
He's the sheriff. I wanted to play this. It's only a minute.
He needs to stay in the sheriff's department. He's doing a fine job, but he doesn't have
a suspect in custody after a deadly shooting spree in Memphis, Tennessee. 19-year-old Ezekiel Kelly is accused of driving around the city, shooting and killing 4 people, wounding 3 others, all while streaming the violence on Facebook Live. In a Facebook video that's now been removed, the suspect was reportedly seen walking into an auto parts store and opening fire.
Our citizens in Memphis are about their business. Ordinary citizens doing ordinary things, getting off from work, picking up children from daycare, just going about their lives when it was all of a sudden shattered. Many families were shattered tonight.
Police saying the spree lasted more than 2 hours, spanning 8 different crime scenes. Police say Kelly later stole a car at gunpoint, officers eventually locating the vehicle, leading to a high-speed pursuit where Kelly was eventually arrested. But the massive manhunt paralyzing Memphis into the evening. Residents urged to stay home, bus service was suspended, and a minor league baseball game placed on lockdown. The city in shock.
This is no way.
And this guy's a jackass. He's getting turned out. He's an incompetent, and he contributed to this problem.
The people of our city were confronted with the type of violence no one should have to face.
Then why in the hell in the 8 years your dumb behind's been in there, didn't you do a damn thing to stop it? See, I'm so mad about this because 32 years ago, I put in place some programs that were reducing this. We had some black judges that were following my lead, and we were doing something about it, making a difference, dropping the crime rate in the community. And as soon as I left, one of them had retired from a disability. One of them died shortly thereafter. And the criminal court judges, oh my God, that's too much work. They let it go. So I had solutions in place 30 some years ago. and they let them go, and they would have stopped some of this mess here in this city of Memphis. So it's time for me to come back and put them in the plate. And one of the damn things is you see the sheriff. Now, this dude can't even talk. So he wants to be the mayor, and he was a functionary in the sheriff's department. And by whatever he did, he's done a decent job of administering things, but he doesn't have any ideas. They got another little something, 30-something-year-old, whose main claim to fame is he set up the bourgeoisie downtown development where the upper crust people got an opportunity to, oh my God, achieve their dreams of having interesting places to be and things to do. Then they've got another guy that's ripped off a lot of money from the city by some chicanery he ought to be in jail behind. He's running too. And you know what? This little boule group that sips Chablis and nibbles cheese and crackers is talking about me. Well, the judge is always angry and he's crazy and he can't talk to anybody but North and South Memphis. Now, that's what they call the hood. So all I can talk to is the hood. But the hood is coming out and doing what you're looking at right now. And that isn't it. To all of today, this guy is saying he's copying this last guy along with some other passengers in a van. And they're promising tonight to tear the whole place up and shoot up an affluent gated community that's supposed to represent the contradictions. It's known as Southwind. Now, there are a lot of well-to-do Black folk. In fact, one of the group that was talking about all the judge can converse with is North Memphis. They live there. So welcome to the world. You can't leave the bottom to rot when you on top of it, because everything that flows up from rottenness will eventually impact you. You have to do something about putting jobs in this place, education in this place, civilian control of the police, generation of energy, generation of trade, generation of industry. You can make this the biggest city in America. And these clowns are so busy trying to get money in their own damn back pockets that they neglect the people they're supposed to represent. And we've got stuff like this that I had solutions to 30 years ago. So now, what is happening?
Now, let me throw this in there because, you know, within this week, you had 3 assailants, one that kidnapped and murdered a woman. Another one went on a shooting spree, killing 4, injured 3. And you said it was another one today, more like a copycat. So
yeah, exactly. He says I'm copying.
And this is one of the victims, West Memphis nurse identified as mass shooting victim. Parker was a medical assistant at a family practice center in West Memphis. Full name is Allison Parker. So two things here. Do you think that white people were specifically targeted by these shooters? And do you think mental health played a part in this?
Well, the guy that did the laser one, he's got on a girl's headdress, a caftan. In other words, he's got it wrapped up. He's got a hat on and he's got it wrapped up and around that and around his face and throat like a girl. He looks kind of girlish. Ooh. And the newest one that's releasing videos threatening to copy, specifically saying he's going to copy the number 2 when you were talking about. Mm-hmm. He looks so girlish, typical sissy types, no manhood. And I don't know if they're targeting whites because there have been some Black folks shot in the targeted area. This latest one is talking about, I'd say about 40% of the people in there are affluent Black folks. So apparently it's got nothing to do with race. It's got to do with economic status and perceived success. He seems to be angry about things. So he's talking about white people. And in fact, in what he says, they are going to find a white grandmother with white grandchildren and kill them all just to see if they will form a march across the bridge, Mississippi bridge we've got, and start hollering about white lives matter. So, I mean, there's a racial component in terms of the threat specifically given.
What about mental health? Because we do see white men always on these shooting sprees, and the media always goes to mental health, and mental health may be
mental health,
but they don't put mental health when a black man or black person does.
So many of us are suffering from mental health issues. It would be kind of hard to do that. I guess it's an exception when you get somebody white acting like this the way they think. I don't. I had to deal with it for 40 years. That was my professional career. Now, here's the thing. What you are getting is a lack of manhood. See, manhood is what counts. Manhood is what you put in the young boy so he feels intense shame and embarrassment if he doesn't act like a man. But remember, oh my God, we can't shame anyone. Oh my God, we have to protect the youth from being bullied, etc. So they never learn how to handle themselves in the world. They become weak. They become emotional. When something bothers them, they go to pieces and do stuff like this. See, when a real man is confronted with adversity, he's got this cause in the back of his mind, which is, hey, I'm supposed to make it safe for everybody else. So this is the opportunity for me to be a hero, not go out and tear up the people I'm supposed to be responsible for. You see, this is the thing. These are not men. These are males, but they lack manhood. See, manhood is what you put in a boy's head. So he is guided by these things that he has internalized about making where he lives a better, safer, more secure place filled with economic prosperity, opportunity, sense of purpose, morality, and ethics. You see, he becomes a man of public peace, dignity, order, and tranquility who can be brave and courageous when necessary. We don't have that. We have this effeminization of the ones that shoot up the hallway and the hallways and the ones that shoot up the hoods. They've been taught like they are girls rather than like they are boys, and they do not have manhood in them. So instead of dedicating themselves to making it right where they live, they are quite willing to tear it down and destroy it. Now,
speaking of another thing that came out of Memphis that is funny, but it's not funny, what you was just saying, manhood and tearing stuff down. $800,000 worth of Nike sneakers and clothes stolen in Memphis. So thieves ran off with $800,000 worth of Nike shoes and clothing after ransacking 20 trailers, according to the Memphis Police Department. The break-in happened near Shelby Drive and Lamar Avenue just after midnight on Tuesday, September the 6th. 20 trailers that contained Nike shoes and clothes were found to have been broken into when the Memphis PD arrived at the parking lot. The company did have video surveillance, but only in the front, with no cameras capturing the activity in the back. Memphis police believe $800K heist was carried out by several people, right? Black folk love their Nikes. They love their sneakers. So, yeah. So when I say the downfall of Memphis, they stealing Nikes off the freight trains, running around shooting people, kidnapping, it was already kind of in certain areas a shithole, but this is spreading throughout the whole damn city. Whereas you go up
Shelby
to Nashville, is a whole nother story. So
Shelby Drive is not down in the hood. That is an industrial area. That's where FedEx has offices. That's where UPS has offices. That's where Nike has offices. You name it. It's a distribution center. So I'm fascinated that somebody actually planned the heist because so much of the crime these days is just like a dog seeing an unwatched plate and snatching a pork chop off of it. I mean, that's interesting. But then again, I'm sure they'll be promptly caught. You know why? Because they run their big mouths off and tell on themselves. In fact, they might even do something stupid like they have from time to time. Go Xerox copies of the article in the local newspaper and autograph them and pass them out to friends. Look what I did, man. Yeah, man. Wow. Believe it or not, a lot of them got caught that way. And Memphis detectives are pretty efficient. There's a decent police department. They need a little guidance, but it's not bad. But you see, nobody thought about setting up any opportunity, business-wise or employment-wise, that might have been realistic expectations of somebody. That's a deficit in the leadership. It's like if Memphis was a city, Memphis is a city. If it was a ship, there's nobody in charge of the steamship line to dock the ship in dry dock and scrape the bottom and get the barnacles off, patch up, remove the rust and patch up the holes and overhaul the damn thing so it works. And there's no captain to navigate the ship through where it needs to go. And the fools blunder continuously into storm after storm. Mm-hmm. So what's going on? It's like,
what is going on? And because black men were trending yesterday on Twitter, this came out of the Shade Room. It says a standoff is underway.
Up in the power lines.
After a naked man hopped on top of a rooftop in Northwest DC Wednesday afternoon and began firing shots. Authorities say that there is currently no active threat. The man has since put on his clothes. However, they are still working to apprehend the man. A man continues to evade police in Northwest DC, transversing power lines in the Brightwood Park neighborhood more than an hour after firing a gun from a nearby rooftop. Okay, so this is definitely a mental health issue.
Yeah, and remember, DC has the tightest gun control laws in the country amongst them. And he's going to get to a spot where the insulation is worn thin or some birds pecked on it, and we might have a fry job there. Bacon.
What
bacon.
Yeah, what is going on?